All right, welcome to lesson 7.1b. We're going to talk about solving inequalities with addition and subtraction. So our objective is that I can solve inequalities with addition and subtraction and graph their solutions on a number line. Really quickly, we need to talk about inverse operations. So remember that addition and subtraction are inverses. They are opposites of each other. We use addition to undo subtraction, and we use subtraction to undo addition. Now, addition, subtraction, undoing them and solving inequalities is exactly the same as solving equations, except that instead of an equal sign, there's an inequality symbol, but that is the only difference. So let's look at solving some of these. So we have a plus 5 is less than 9. We're going to treat the inequality symbol like an equal sign. I'm going to draw my line. A is my variable. Put that at the bottom because that's what we're solving for. Now I have a plus 5 on the left side. To undo subtraction, I need to use it, or to undo addition, I need to use subtraction. So we are going to undo this by subtracting 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. It cancels out. Now we just have a left. If I do it to one side, I need to do it to the other side. 9 minus 5 gives us 4. And notice I'm in the habit of putting an equal sign. This should be an inequality symbol, not an equal sign. So that should be a is less than 4. If you remember from our previous lesson, when we have less than or greater than symbols, we use an open circle on that number. So if I have a is less than 4, I'm going to put an open circle above 4 to show that it's relevant, and then I'm going to put an arrow pointing to the less than side. So all of these numbers to the left are less than 4. So there's my graph. A can be anything smaller than 4, but it can't be 4. It can't be equal to 4, but it can be smaller than 4. It can be 3.9, but not 4. All right, let's look at another one. Here we have 12 plus z is greater than or equal to 13. Let's go ahead and draw our line. I'm going to put the correct inequality symbol at the bottom now. So we have greater than or equal to. There we go. And we're solving for z. Now here, 12, there's nothing in front of 12, but that's what we're trying to get rid of. It's a positive number, so I'm going to subtract it. 12 minus 12 cancels out, makes 0. Now we're left with just z. If I do it to one side, I do it to the other side. 13 minus 12 gives us 1. So z is greater than or equal to, this little half equal sign on the bottom means equal to 1. If you remember from the previous lesson, we talked about when we use greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, we're going to use a closed circle to show that it could be that number. So 1 is between 0 and 2, so I'm going to put my dot right there, close it. So z could be 1, or it could be greater than 1. That's how we graph that solution. All right, let's look at subtraction. Notice our inequality symbols aren't changing at all. We don't have to do any extra steps. The only difference is when we graph it on a number line, we include an arrow. All right, here we have w minus 4 is less than or equal to 1. I'm going to put the correct inequality symbol, less than or equal to. We are solving for w. I have minus 4 here that I want to get rid of, so I'm going to add 4 using the inverse operation, same number. Cancels out, we're left with w by itself. going to add 4 to the other side. 1 plus 4 is 5, so W is less than or equal to 5. Remember when we got that or equal to piece, we use a closed circle. So 5 is between 4 and 6, so here's 5 right here. I'm going to put my closed circle. And W has to be 5 or smaller, has to be less than, so I'm going to draw my arrow to the left to show that it could be any of these numbers, or it could keep going, but it can't be bigger than 5. In our last example, we have -3 is less than z minus 5. Gonna draw my arrow, draw my line, excuse me, put my inequality symbol, less than, and we're solving for z. Here I have -5. I want to do the inverse operation, which is adding, same number, 5. That cancels out. I'm left with z by itself. I'm going to add 5 to the other side. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other, so we got to keep it equal. Now we have to add with negatives. -3 plus 5. If you remember, our rule is to subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2, and take the sign of the bigger number. 5 is bigger, 5 is positive, so our answer is positive 2. So 2 is less than z. There's no equal to here, so we're going to use an open circle above 2. 2 is less than z, which means z has to be bigger. Notice our alligator is eating z because it's bigger. So I'm going to draw my arrow to the right to show that z can be anything bigger than 2. All right, you're going to go ahead and move into your practice. Let me know if you have questions.